Okay, good evening, everybody. I think we are live. That sounds brilliant. Okay, just to start with, I want to just do a little request. It's about the pronunciation of these words. So, interpret. So, stress on the middle syllable. Interpreted. Okay, on the stir again. Interpreting. He's interpreting the words, but notice, interpretation. Here the stress has moved. Interpretation. So it's on the penultimate syllable. Okay, so here we go. And good evening, Count. Good evening, Sienna. Good evening, Nora. Good evening, Arif. Liberia. Wow, that sounds an interesting place. Good evening, Heideyet. Good evening, Renyard. Great to see you. So we're going to continue with what we were doing last time. Okay, good evening, Naif. Good evening, Gabriel. So, Naif, I will make your request tomorrow. So, hi there, Gabriel. Good evening, Ronan. Hi there, VG. What's up? What's up, Vitali? Great to see you. And, Veggie, hello. And Halit, good evening. And Anna G, welcome. Welcome to you from Barcelona. And Valentine and Hambly. And good evening, Tomek and Chile. And Vladimir as well. It's great to have you. Okay, so, and yo to you, left or right, too. Great to have you here with us. Okay, I'm going to continue with this article I was doing about autocorrect and how it may well be, or it may well modify the way that we use language. Good evening, Massimo. Great to have you with us. Okay, so let's see. Let me read. There have been thunders, rumblings, rattles, roars, barrages from the residents of Silicon Valley, the nothing, very place where much of the technology we use today was developed, who do not want their children using screens too often. Okay, so VG goes straight in there with roars, so does Gabriel. Good evening, Sergey. How to use eternally. So I'm eternally grateful for your help. Okay, so yeah, she promised she'd love me eternally. So let's see, we're starting to get answers. So VG's gone for roars, so has Gabriel, roars and thee. Beauty goes for roars and thee. Vitali goes for rumblings. Gabriel and Vitali and Ronan go for thee. Left or right says rumblings. Renyard, Heideyet and go for rumblings and thee. Nora goes for roars and thee. Barrages and dams. I guess a barrage is just a big dam, but notice a barrage can also be an artillery attack. Yeah, there was always in the First World War there was always an artillery barrage before the advance. Sienna goes for rumblings and thee, so it seems to me that everyone is going for thee. Yes, the very place, because very means it's individual, it's only one, and therefore we need the word the. Let me put this in capitals. Okay. Ramblings is not like rumblings, no. To ramble is to talk at length, to talk on, and to go off at a tangent and talk about different things. It's completely different. Yeah? He rambled for an hour about his stay in hospital. No, rumble is very different. So Nora's wondering about changing her mind, Anna G goes for rumblings and thee. Manji goes, hi, good evening Manji, great to see you. Okay, it's lovely to have you here. So let's see. In this sentence, it means angry, yeah, complaining. But let's see, notice, who do not want their children using screens too often. So are they very, very, very angry, or just a little bit angry? And that's really the question. Okay, let's see, thunders, definitely not. Thunder is the noise that we hear. I'm going to leave rumblings and roarings till the end. Rattles, like a rattlesnake, or saber rattling, but definitely not. And a barrage, so a barrage of complaints. Good, I like what Vitali's just said. Rumblings here means signs of dissatisfaction. If we said roars, they would be really, really, really angry. But they're not, they're just a bit angry. And therefore, rumblings. Yeah, there have been rumblings about this. People are complaining. They're not shouting and screaming about it, but yeah, you can hear them complaining to each other. Good evening, Roland. Good evening, Paul. Great to have you here as well. Yes, definitely, Vitali. Signs of dissatisfaction. Absolutely, Roland. Rumblings. So, rumblings is their first word. There are rumblings about dissatisfaction with the system. Your stomach rumbles. Thunder rumbles. Yeah. It's like it's like a sound in the distance. It's like the sound of thunder in the distance. The thunder rumbles. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, there are rumbles of dissatisfaction. So count goes for hefty directly. The Waldorf School of the Peninsula in Mountain View, California, which has hefty, harsh, robust, sturdy, stout tuition fees of £29,000 and is attended by children of senior Silicon Valley technology executives, avoids the use of computers by its younger students. So we've got hefty for count, left or right, Vitali, Manji, Sienna, and Roland. Yes, you can hear the rumbling of an artillery barrage. Absolutely, Renyard. And Nora and Vladimir and Veggie go for hefty, and so does Ronan. Okay, this looks like it's going to be pretty one-sided. Anna G goes for hefty as well. Okay, if something is harsh, it's very hard. A harsh winter, a harsh punishment. If something's robust, it's strong and it doesn't break easily. Yeah? So, I don't know, a tank is robust. I think something that's sturdy as well is something that doesn't break easily. It's quite hard. Yeah? Something that's sturdy. This house is very sturdy. It's stood here for 500 years. And stout. Stout is a polite word for a bit fat. Yeah? So this leaves us with hefty. So well done, Gabriel. Good evening, Maria. And hefty and Roland. Harsh is hostile. Yes. So hefty. Something that's hefty is something that's hefty. Harsh conditions. That's a good collocation, Anna. Yeah? A robust theory, robust logic. A sturdy chair. If I don't sit on a sturdy chair, it'll probably fall to pieces. And instead of calling this guy fat, you should just say he's a bit stout. Okay, somebody who's stout. Stout means big and thick, but it's a euphemism for fat. A hefty salary, yes. definitely. You could pay me a hefty salary. I'd be a very happy man. Yeah. So hefty. They gave him a hefty fine. He had to read a hefty book. Marshmallows, I love it. Robust health, that's a good one. That's a good one. A robust economy. So, the school points to surveys of teachers that have suggested the use of computers and texting have injured, wounded, traumatized, bruised, hurt students' writing skills. So, we've got hurt for Vitali, Sienna, Count goes for traumatized, Manji goes for hurt, Heideyet goes for traumatized, Vladimir for hurt. Yeah. Hefty cat, a hefty jeep. Yes. Hefty car, sorry, not cat. A hefty jeep. Good evening, Adam. Great to have you. Anna goes for hurt. So, most of them for hurt. And Ronan goes for hurt as well. And Veggie, Nora, and Leferite for hurt as well. Okay, so, have bruised. A bruise is when you hit, when you get hit or you fall over and your skin goes purple and brown. You could bruise fruit, maybe you could even bruise somebody's pride, but no, it doesn't work here. Okay, so I was going to say good evening to Oksana as well. So Gabriel goes for hurt. Renyard says injured, Maria says hurt, and Roland says hurt. So definitely not bruised. Wounded. If something is wounded, you've cut the skin. This is more for a physical injury. The man was wounded by a knife. Oh, I like that bruised ego, left, right. That's a good one. Wounded pride and a bruised ego. Yeah. So, traumatized. This is a very, very, very strong word. So if these are traumatized students' writing skills, it means they can hardly write at all. This word traumatized is much too strong. So we're down to injured and hurt. Injured is more to talk about a physical injury. Yeah, the player twisted his ankle and he was injured. He has an injury. But if he's hurt is a more general word. So hurt. The COVID has hurt the economy. This has hurt the this has hurt sales. Yeah. Bars and restaurants have been severely hurt by the COVID virus. Hampered. Yes, I think hampered would work very nicely, Oksana. I quite like hampered. This failure wounded his pride. Yeah, it bruised his pride as well. Good evening, Mannequin. Hurt. That's the right answer. Well done, sir. Okay, this next one's reasonably easy. Google recently revealed that it has built, made, constructed, fabricated, assembled filters into, notice that into, its smart compose technology that prevent it from suggesting gender-based pronouns. So, affected, yes, affected would work for the previous one, Anna. So let's see, built for Vitali, Count, Valentine, Witness, Manji, and built. And let me get these other comments. So, Ark Mohammed, yes, she hurt my feelings. That's good. Chav say wounded when you get insulted. Yeah, I was deeply wounded by your insults. Yeah, I was deeply wounded when she said no. So, built for Beji, for Mohammed, for Anna G, for Ronan, for Sienna, and Adam goes for assemble, and Hyderjet goes for made, but notice this into, yeah? Okay, because of into, only the built fits. That's the point, Oksana. It's got to be built into. Because if something is built into a system, it's designed as part of it. So, absolutely, well done, Roland, Renyard, Mannequin, Maria, and Vladimir. Made into, no. Constructed into, no. Fabricated into. Assembled into. But if something is built into, it's made part of it. I like that. Implemented, left or right. That's definitely a good one. So well done, Vladimir, as well. That's good. So notice we're getting towards the end, well, not quite, the end of this article. Yeah? So built into, built in. Nora goes for assembled. But assembled into. And it's that into, Nora, that's the problem. Okay? So, let's see. So, we've got embedded into. That's a good one. I like it, Valentine. Yes, definitely. Embedded into. So, let me read. Frequently, students who use autocorrect. Entrust, pivot, trust, bet, rely so much on it to know what word they have spelled that they don't stop to see if the word is the correct word they wanted, says Katie Heitkamp, who teaches children in Ohio. If students don't have basic spelling skills, the autocorrect doesn't seem to help, since it will give them an incorrect word. So we've got rely for Vitali, we've got rely for count. Yes, Hyderjet, rely on, that's a good clue. Valentine, Anna, Manji, rely on. Nora goes for rely. Roland, Vladimir, left or right. So Mohammed, to trust in. What does it say on an American $1 bill? It says, in God we trust. To trust in. So they trust so much in it. It needs to be an in. Roden goes for rely on. Mannequin, Sienna, Maria, Hallett, Adam. I agree with these statements as well. I've noticed this sort of thing happen to me. So being dependent on something. Yeah, they are dependent on it. Yes, because of on. Exactly, Renyard. So entrust, poof. You entrust something to somebody. You entrust your money to the bank. 1 second. To pivot on. Something hangs on it, hinges on. Yeah, pivot's not the right word. The success of this operation pivots on timing. Trust in. And bet on, yes, but they're not putting money on it. Yeah, they are relying on it. Okay, the next one's quite good as well. So definitely to rely on, to trust in. Okay, yeah, they put so much confidence in it that they don't think about it. To count on something, absolutely, Adam, that's a good example. Yeah, that would fit very nicely. So they count on it being correct. Yeah, they just count on it being the right word, and you can do that. A pivotal movement, I like that. Our success pivots on being polite to everyone. My spelling left or right is absolutely terrible. Yeah. For me, autocorrect has been a good thing because it's taught me many of my mistakes, but I'm still terrible with it. So we're getting some answers now. So I haven't even read it yet. Okay, so over-reliance on this technological crutch, stick, pillar, post could have longer-term impacts on today's children. A child's vocabulary, even from the nothing young age can be an indicator of how successful they will be later in life. So count goes for post, Tomek for crutch, Vitali, Oksana, Anna G for crutch. Count Beauty says the young age. Anna G goes a young age. Mannequin for crutch, Ronan for stick, Maria and Sienna for crutch, Anna G a young age. What's the difference? Difference, Gabriel. To rely on. Okay. To rely on means it's totally dependent on. I think in many ways they're probably very much the same. Pivot on says this is a central part of it. Yeah? And I guess if something pivots on something, you are relying on being successful in that thing. So yeah, the success of the operation pivots on having enough capital. It relies on having enough capital. I think in most cases, or many cases, you can use both of them. So let me continue. Nora goes crutch, Vladimir, Manji goes crutch and A, Roland crutch A. Trammel. Okay, to trammel, yes. Maria goes for a young age. Manny goes for stick and A. Ronan goes for the young age. Adam says crutch. Vladimir says A. To hinge on, to pivot on, to rely on. They're very similar again. Roland goes the young age. Yellow card for answering too early. Understanding the complexity of the Holocaust is pivoted on the coexistence of a white noise of voices all together in the text. Yeah, you could do that. So, Renyard goes crutch and maybe wonder. Mannequin goes A, or then he goes or the. So, firstly, the first word is a crutch. Let's see, a crutch is what we use when we hurt our leg, when we break our leg. Yeah, but very often this word is used metaphorically as well. Yeah, the company used the bank's money as a crutch to continue trading. Okay, a crutch is something that supports you, but we can use that metaphorically. Whereas I think a stick, you have a walking stick, this is more physical. A pillar is something that supports the building, or maybe somebody is a pillar of society. And a post, again, a post supports things. So, Sienna and Heidelberg go crush. A financial crutch, yeah. Or maybe cigarettes are a crutch to help people deal with the stress of life. Okay, hamper again. Okay, so let's see. Even from a young age. Notice, even from young age, nothing it can't be. Even from the young age. But the problem is there are various young ages. You could be 0 to 2. You could be 3 years old. You could be 6 years old. You could be 8 years old. And that's the problem. So it's A. It's one of the young ages. And that's why it's A. So, good evening, Magda. Great to have you with us. So it's a young age because there are various ones of them. If there was only one young age, then it would be the young age, the age of 6, the age of 8, but a young age, and that's why it's A as opposed to the. Okay, Woods, however, says there is no indication that auto-suggest and predictive text technologies has any impact on literate development, literacy development, literary development, literature development, alliteration development. So, why not the young age? Because there are various, Ronan. There's not just one of them. There are various of them. A young age, yeah, because it's not specific, yeah. It needs to be more specific if we want to use the. So we've got Count Beauty says literacy. So does Vitali. So does Vladimir. Okay. The younger generation, yes, Ronan, but a young age, because it's not specific. Nora, Tomek, Leferite, Adam and Ronan go for literacy. So does Oksana, Valentine, Halet, Sienna, Renyard, Roland and Maria goes for literary. Okay, that's an interesting one. It's the first person who's actually bucked the trend. Okay, so, and Manji's gone for literary as well. Okay, let's see, literation. What's literation? Literation is the making of sounds from the letters. So, literation. Literation. Okay, literation. Okay, literature development. Well, I think literature is probably better suited for young adults or even pre-university or university students. Literature is talking about traditional literature. Literary development, again, this is talking about literary. This is talking about being an author. Yes? So literate is talking about being able to read, and literacy. Literacy is talking about the ability to read and write. Alliteration, absolutely. That's why it's called alliteration. Yeah, the ability to read, exactly. So, yes, Mandikandan. Yes, you're right. Okay, noun. On literacy development. Yes, very good. It's a noun collocation. Okay, so literacy development in children. Okay, so, yeah, literacy is an important thing, okay, and I think you all have quite a high level of literacy in English. Okay, and let's go on. Ultimately, here it is. Ultimately, the nothing main benefit of such technology is to increase the speed with what, which, how, that. We can compose messages online, she says. So, Count Beauty goes for the and which. Vitali goes for the and which. So does Nora. The main benefit for Roland. What is the difference? The difference okay. So, Gabriel goes for the. Oksana goes for the and which, Manny for the and which, Manji the which, and Renyard the which. Okay, literation and alliteration. Alliteration is the repeating of sounds. The wet west wind whistled willingly. That's alliteration, is repeating the same sound again and again. Literation is just making the letters or the syllables into sounds. So literation, ultimately, but there's no alliteration there. Okay, so Gabriel goes for which, Ronan the, Maria for the which, Ronan which, Valentine the which, Leferite the which, Magedo goes for how. Vladimir for the and which. The main benefit for Mandikandan. And the and what for hydrogen energy, the and which. Roland which. Mandikan the and which. Alliteration, repetition of consonants. Yeah, a good rapper produces lots of alliteration. Okay, alliteration is a poetic method, absolutely. So let's look at this. This one's quite easy. So, main. If it's main, it's very specific. It's the most important. Therefore, it's got to be the. And the speed with which, the speed at which. You can't use what, you can't use how, and you can't use that. So the speed with which. Here. Yes, thank you, Manji. That's a really good one with alliteration. She sells seashells on the seashore. Absolutely. It's a great example of alliteration. I love it. Thank you, Manji. Okay, so, and alliteration is just expressing the individual syllables. Here. Yeah, you're such a nice guy, VG. Okay, so we're going to have another one now. And, well, it'll come in a second. Here it comes. For children whose reading ability may be stronger than their spelling ability, auto-suggest will facilitate their ability to communicate effectively online. Hitherto, thereby, theretofore, hereabouts, opening up texting to a younger age group. A younger age group, notice the A. Or to children who may be struggling, striving, hassling, competing, skirmishing with more conventional literacy. Okay, so I like this first one. So Vitali's gone for thereby and struggling. Count Beauty says therefore, but it's not there. There's no therefore there, Count Beauty, and struggling. Vladimir goes for thereby and struggling. Valentine for thereby and struggling. And Ronan, you also. There's no therefore. There is no therefore there. It says theretofore. Theretofore. Left right goes for thereby. Nora goes for thereby struggling. Oksana thereby struggling. Manji thereby struggling. Sienna thereby struggling, and the same for Roland. And left right and Ronan go struggling. Okay. Let's see. Hitherto. It means up to now. So hitherto we have been doing it in this way, up to now, but from now on we're going to do it in a different way. Hitherto it's been summer, but the summer is ending in Europe, and now it's going to get cold. So not hitherto. Theretofore, before that point in time. So after COVID started, we had to use masks, but theretofore, before that specific moment in time, we didn't have to wear masks. Okay, so theretofore, before that moment in time, before a specific moment in time, I don't know, the first nuclear bombs were used during the Second World War. But theretofore, they were only experimenting with nuclear fission. Hereabouts, approximately in this area. So, do you live hereabouts, approximately in this area? Yeah, approximately there. Yeah. Okay, so it's got to be thereby. So thereby, whoops, I've got too many E's. Thereby, as a result of this, I gave him some money. Thereby, by giving him some money, he could buy himself a sandwich. He found a job and thereby was able to pay his rent. By means of his job, he was able to pay the rent. Okay, so let's see. Let's look at some more answers here. Okay. So let's see. Yeah, energy thereby, because you don't know the word hitherto. Hitherto means up to now. Yeah, up to now, up to this moment. Yeah. Adam goes thereby struggling. Very good. The moan of doves in immemorial elms and murmur of innumerable bees. Wow, I love that phrase. Okay, Ronan goes thereby, Maria goes thereby struggling. Hitherto, up to now. Yeah? So, hitherto he has been an obscure singer, but now he has become famous. So hitherto, up to now, up to this present moment in time. Renyard thereby struggling, energy struggling, Hyderjet thereby struggling, Magedo struggling, Renyard hitherto, so far, absolutely, so far in time, but in time, or actually in place. I was on a long walk, and hitherto there had been houses everywhere, but now I was in the country, so up to that point. Hitherto is an adverb. Yes, it's an adverb. Theretofore. Okay, since then. That'll do. Okay, let's look at this second one. Who may be struggling, striving, hassling, competing, skirmishing with more conventional literacy. So if they're having difficulty with, let's see, to strive is to work as hard as you can. So he strives to improve his English. He strives to pass his exams. To hassle, to give somebody difficulties and problems. Yeah? To badger, to pester. He's always hassling me to give him money. Competing with, no, you're competing with your rival. A skirmish is more like a small fight, but if you're having difficulty, you struggle with something. So he's struggling with his mathematics. Yeah? His mathematics is a difficult one. Okay? So heretofore, yeah, from now on. I actually gave a bad definition of theretofore, since that point, after that point in time. Okay, so let's go to the next one. But there could be other durable, steadfast, unfading, lasting impacts on the way we communicate with each other. She strives to be a doctor, absolutely. Strive is like endeavour, yes, Nora, is to try as hard as you can. So, durable impacts, steadfast impacts, unfading impacts, lasting impacts. Strive, endeavour, try really hard. Bloodshed, a skirmish. Yeah, bloodshed, a skirmish is a very small battle away from the centre. There were skirmishes between groups of demonstrators and the police. It's like a small battle, but not the central and main battle. Okay, so let's go for this. Vitali says lasting, so does Vladimir. Roland he's talking about strive. Valentine for lasting, Ronan lasting impact. Count Beauty goes steadfast. Anna G goes lasting. Oksana, Nora, Roland, Maria, Leferite, Manji, Hyderjet, Mandikan, Roland, Renyard, Adam, and Ovgun go for lasting. Okay, this one was easy. The lasting impact. Such an aphoristic slogan of never again proves itself to be an empty slogan, as if shedding crocodile tears to withhold their devious goals and nefarious crimes. That's a good sentence, Nora. But, so, yes, you're striving for your C1. You're going to get it, Adam. You see. Oksana. Unfading sounds pathetic, but the collocation is probably lasting impact. It's lasting impact. Unfading impact. It's not a good collocation. The good collocation is lasting impact. Steadfast. This normally talks about a person who is perfectly loyal. Coy is skittish. Yes, but that's not skirmish. It's skittish. Yeah, and bloodshed talks about carnage. Yes. Okay, so, and durable. Something is durable. It's robust. It lasts for a long time. Yeah. Yeah, a Citroen C1. Okay, so yeah, something that's durable is something that doesn't break. It's robust and sturdy. It's durable. Okay, they say that electric cars are going to be much more durable than the present ones that we have. Okay, and Google recently revealed that it has built filters into, notice it's built into, its Spark Compose technology that prevent, ban, suppress, deter, hamper it from suggesting gender-based pronouns. A research scientist at the firm discovered when he typed a sentence including the word investor, the AI, the artificial intelligence tool, assumed that the accompanying pronoun should be him. So, thank you, Balasang. Very kind of you and welcome. Okay, so, let's see. Yes, everybody's going for prevent. Okay, so prevent for Vitaly, Count Beauty, Valentine, Manji, Vladimir, Roland, and Anna G. Prevent. Okay, because prevent means to stop completely. That ban it. But banning is talking about a law rather than prevention. Because something can be banned, but people still do it. To prevent is to stop it happening. To suppress means to reduce it, but not to zero. Prevent to zero. To deter, again, to make it difficult, but it doesn't prevent it, it doesn't stop it. And to hamper, to make more difficult again, but hamper is not prevent. So, yes, prevent. Prevent for Nora, Maria, Heidejet, and Renyard as well. So it's very clearly prevent. Ban, prohibit. Absolutely, Roland. Suppress, make less. To deter, to make people think twice. Yes, Adam, to prevent. To hamper, to make more difficult. To inhibit, but it's not to stop. Yeah, and that's the point. His progress was hampered by lack of money. Okay, to prevent, meaning to stop. To avoid means to go round the edge of Heidejet. Okay, thank you too, English Master. Yes, Mandican, prevent, absolutely. Impede or deter or hamper are close in meaning. Yes, very good. Steadfast and staunch, these are very good synonyms. Okay, you're going to need more than... Okay, yeah, so Vitaly goes for 4. Leferite goes removing. Ronan goes for removing. I've got to read this. Similarly, the AI technology assumed that doctor was male and nurse was female. To avoid embarrassment, Google opted for removing, opted removing, opted on removing, opted to remove gender pronouns entirely from the system. This one's really interesting. So, for Vitali, left right removing, Ronan goes for, Vladimir goes for, Count Beauty goes for, left right says to remove, he's changed his mind. That is the relative pronoun, yes. Anna goes for, Oksana goes for, Manji goes for, Halet, Maria, Nora, Roland, Mandikan goes to remove. That's the second vote I've had for to remove. Hyderjet goes opted for. Apt means suitable, yes. Vitali now says opted to remove. He's changed his mind. That's my third vote for opted to. I knew I was going to get you all with this one. Okay. Opted, but we don't necessarily... Opted for noun. Opted to verb. Palsang, remove with to. So, opted for, I would say for removal of, and that would fit. Opted to remove, so the right answer here is opted to remove. It's just, whoops, I need to go back. To remove. Yeah? Adequate, apt, suitable, absolutely. Live, good evening. To remove, the answer is to remove. So Gabriel's gone for to remove as well. Okay. Okay, welcome Makubuya. Welcome from the United Arab Emirates. So opted to verb. Opted for noun, but opted to verb. Yeah, opted for removing. I don't like it very much. Removing to me sounds like a present participle, not a gerund. Yeah, and therefore opted to remove. Okay. Okay, but you were the first person to get it right, left or right. Really, Anna G. Opted to remove. Here, jump the gun. Okay, this one was a really hard one. Okay, so opted, I would say for removal. I might even say for the removal. Removal of. But opted to remove. It's going to be an infinitive. Yeah? Okay? And that's the point. Yeah? Opted. So, for is the dependent preposition only for nouns in this case, which is a very difficult one, makes it a very difficult question. Okay, so he opted to come with me. He opted to spend the time at home. Yeah, I got you. I got just about all of you on that one. I'm quite happy because normally you always get the answers right. Oh, so at least I've got one. Opt for noun, opt to verb, and that's the point, Hyderjet. You can use either, but for removing, it could be a noun, but it sounds much better. For removal of, this is a noun phrase, Mandikan. For the removal of, yeah, it's a compound noun. So let's see. Regardless of our use of technology, sorry, let me just drink. Okay. Regardless of our use of technology, that can write for us, regardless, our use of technology that can write for us is likely to grow. Entire sports reports are now written by artificial intelligence from strings of data. Others are using the technology which underpins, props, upholds, undermines Shaw's predictive text to write new forms of fiction. So, yay. Count Beauty goes for props, and so does Valentine, and so does Vitali. Underpins, more like a guess in this one. Left right goes for underpins, and so does Nora. So we've now got a split in opinions. 3 and 3. 3 for props, 3 for underpins. Ronan goes for underpins. So now 4 and 3. So I'm going to wait for some more answers because this is quite good. Roland goes for underpins. So why are you people choosing underpins as opposed to props? What do you think the problem is with props? Okay, let's look at undermines. To undermine is to remove stability from something. So I don't know. High inflation undermines the strength of a currency. My boss undermines my authority by reversing my decisions. It's to dig underneath and to make something collapse. And, okay, Anna G, Renyard, and Vladimir for underpin. So what is the preposition with Shaw's? And Maria's gone for props. So, to shore, meaning to support. Okay, and to shore up. And if this said up, then it would be the correct answer. To uphold. To uphold is to ratify, to agree with. So, yeah, the defendant appealed his case to a higher court, but the higher court upheld the decision. Exactly, shore up. And now, Vitali, what's the preposition with props? To prop, what's the preposition? Okay, to uphold, to maintain. Yeah? A policeman is supposed to uphold the law. Yeah? To ratify it, to confirm it. Okay? So to uphold. So that doesn't work either. So, upholds, no. Undermines, no. Shores needs an up. What's wrong with props? What's wrong with props? What's the preposition with props? What's the preposition with props? We're going to have a sea of answers any second now. We'll see. Okay, well, while we're at it, so underpins is the right answer. Exactly, Vitali. To prop up. And that's why there's no up here. And that's the point. Props up. So it underpins. Underpins is the right answer. Yeah, it gives support to. I'm looking at upholds. I think if it was the other way round, holds up, it would certainly be good. Well done, Manji. Underpins, exactly. So that was a good one as well. And I think this is the last paragraph. I don't believe it. Okay, yes, Oksana. Underpins, exactly, Maria. To prop up, to shore up. Up, exactly, Anna. That's the point. To prop up and to shore up is to give support to. The ceiling of the mine was falling down and we had to shore it up. Okay, so English mastered up, to prop up and to shore up. Both of these are up because it maintains it high. Okay, so this is the very last one in this article. Is there a risk that the languages we love and use every day will lose something as a result? By narrowing the choices we make in our language system, more advanced predictive text fills it in with something that wanes, fades, degenerates, regresses to the mean, the average, reducing variability, says Geffen. The result, she warns, risks making the words we write ever so slightly less human and less variation. So we've got 2 votes for regresses from Leferite and Vitali, and count goes for fades. Yeah, okay, interesting. And we have some more in a minute, I'm sure. So wanes to the mean, fades to the mean, degenerates to the mean, regresses to the mean. And Oksana goes for regresses, and El Mistri goes for regresses as well. So we'll see that definitely some more coming any second now. This one's a little bit of a hard one, but so to wane, to decrease, to get smaller, to get less. Energy doesn't know. To fade, to reduce in intensity. The light fades, the color fades. Roland goes for regresses. Mandikan goes for wanes. To degenerate. Okay, to degenerate is to become worse and worse in quality. But, okay, I guess maybe degenerate might just work. So, and Mandikan goes for fade. So wanes, English Master goes for fades. It disappears. That all often fit. Yes, that wanes to the mean, that fades to the mean, that degenerates to the mean, that regresses to the mean. Very interesting. I agree with you. I think, Renyard, you could probably argue for all of them. But there's one that's definitely better than all of them. Maria Mikkonen and Vladimir go for regress. Vitali's just said degenerates into, and that's a very, very good comment. There's no into here, so degenerates is out. Energy goes for regress. Absolutely, absolutely left or right. If you've studied statistics, it's easy. Yeah, because you need, what you're doing is and that's the answer. It decays. Yeah, I think decays probably works as well. Nora goes for degenerate. Hydrojet goes for degenerate. So I'm going to put you out of your misery. The right answer is regresses. So to regress means to go backwards, to go to a former state. Absolutely, Mr. Fox. Well done, Renyard. To regress. So it regresses to the mean, to the average. So that is the end of this article. And I've just got time to introduce the next article, the new one. The answer is regress. Absolutely, Nora. So the next article is about why we say yes. So the title is the opposite of progress. Exactly, Misty. So, why you say yes to requests, even if you shouldn't. People have nothing hard time saying no, for fear of disagreement. I was thinking about this for fear of, but it's a really good construction. Influencers can use this power for good or bad. So, absolutely. I studied statistics in Spanish. Pues un regresión, Anna. Okay, so Vitaly and Vladimir go for A. No, she's a native Spanish speaker, I think, Grenyard. Okay, so everybody's going for A. Yes, a hard time. A meaning one of the possible difficult times you can have. To give somebody a hard time. Yes, yeah, I think we are regressing. We're regressing to a barbaric state, and that's the point. So this article is about why... no article. No, the correct answer is a hard time. To have a hard time. He's giving me a hard time. Okay, a hard time, exactly. Have a hard time. Absolutely. So let's just look at one more. So what this article is about is why people say yes, why people find it difficult to say no, why people have a hard time saying no. The British find it very hard to say no. Or do they? I think they actually probably find it harder to say yes. Okay, so while working as a graduate student in New York City, Vanessa Bonds was given the shocking, grisly, dreaded, gruesome job of collecting survey data in Penn Station as part of an academic research project. So, an earlier stage, it's A, Hyderjet. So, Vitali goes for dreaded, Count for grisly, left or right for dreaded. A, because it's one of the possible hard times that exist, and it's not talking about it generally. We usually use no article when we're talking about something generally. Valentine and Mystery and Manji and Anna and Gabriel go for dreaded. Gruesome is like grotesque. Gruesome is something that's horrible. There were dead bodies everywhere. It was a gruesome sight. Yeah, gruesome is horrific. Gruesome is very strong. Grisly is very similar to gruesome. There was the I don't know, if you go to an abattoir, this is the place where they kill animals for eat. It can be a pretty grisly place. Okay, grueling. Okay, grueling would work. Grueling would work very definitely, left or right. And you've gone for dreaded. Maria's gone for dreaded as well. So if something is shocking, you're shocked. Oh, I'm shocked at this price. No, it doesn't work. If something is grisly, it's horrific, it's horrible. It's probably full of blood or death or unpleasant things. It's a very strong adjective. Yeah, the grisly job of dissecting a corpse. The grizzly bear. I think that's the spelling analogy, yes. Okay. Macabre, thank you, Manikadan. That's very good. And gruesome. If something is gruesome, it's horrific as well. The carnage was gruesome. Whereas dreaded, if something is dreaded, we fear it. And dreaded is not very, very strong. So, the dreaded job. Thank you very much indeed, Vitali. Grizzly with a double Z. Yes, thank you. Yeah, that's very good. It's a grizzly bear. Gruesome, full of death and horror. Grizzly, full of unpleasant things. Shocking. Surprising. Yeah, but dreaded. It just means that nobody wanted to do it. So the dreaded job. Yeah, you draw the short straw, you get the dreaded job. Absolutely, Hyderjet. Dreaded. Okay, enough for today. I'm going to put a mark here so that I know where to start next time. Thank you all for coming. You've been a brilliant group as always. Yes, I've still got 5 hives alive, left or right. I've been looking at them. They were very worried about the weather today. Yeah, the bees still continue. I love them. But the past few days they've been looking very healthy, which made me quite happy. So I will be back again same time next week. Dreaded, hated. That's a good synonym, Vitali. Okay, so I'll be back again the same time next week, inshallah, God willing. Thank you all so much for coming. Thank you for your cooperation. Thank you for being here. It's been brilliant to have you. I love that polite phrase, Vitali. Yeah, that sounds like a polite British person. It's really good. So, Mohammed goes for dreaded. Yeah, I love them too. So, good night, good day to all of you. I will see you all next week, and stay safe. And I will leave the chat box on for a little bit so that you can chat to each other if you've got nothing you